Republic of the Gambia to Republic of India. His Excellency Mr. Mustafa Jawara is a High Commissioner Extraordinary and Philanthropic of the Republic of Gambia to Republic of India. Before his appointment in November 2020 as High Commissioner of the Republic of the Gambia to India with concurrent accreditation to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Maldives. Mr. Jawara worked at the Friday Institute of Educational Innovation, North Carolina University of Technology Analyst. He is active in numerous organizations as board member. He holds an associate degree in the Applied Science in Information Systems, Network Administration and Support. Mr. Jawara went further to pursue a bachelor's degree in Applied Science at Campbell University, RTP Campus, North Carolina, and MS in Information System from Walden University of Minneapolis, Minnesota. So ladies and gentlemen, the next presentation is by High Commission of the Republic of the Gambia to the Republic of India. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for His Excellency Mustafa Jawara.
Thank you very much for that brief introduction. I am highly elated. During my 2 years in India, this is the best. And how do I know that? The investors since yesterday that I have come across, when I look into their eyes, the curiosity, I see seriousness, that they are looking for partners. And here you are, and here we are. We are in this together. The African High Commissioners and Ambassadors and diplomats, we are all here to grace this occasion because of the serious nature of what is at hand. But I must first congratulate the Indian government through the citizens of India, you who are here participating in this conclave. What had happened just last month is a seismic paradigm shift in the global order of things. From the summit of the G20 up till today, the world has changed. Things are not normal anymore. And primarily, this is because of the efforts of the Prime Minister and his government. The India government look at the South-South cooperation as a global leader in the South-South cooperation. They look at why South-South bloc countries are missing in the discussion table when the world economics affairs are being discussed. I think this is not fair, but India took a very important position and was able to convince the global players. And now Africa, the African Union, is part and parcel of this great organization. Thank you, all of you. I must also come because my focus is to sell the Gambia. But in doing that, I also want to give you the opportunity to understand the complexity of what we are in. For far too long, Africa has been taken for granted. We've been played around. We produce products. We send the raw materials out of Africa to be processed. When they are processed, they return them to our countries at a cutthroat price. That trajectory is no longer applicable. We are resisting. African products must be produced in Africa, manufactured in Africa, into finished products, sold in Africa, and exported to the entire world. That is the new trend. For Gambia, there's a lot of opportunities. I can tell you that Gambia is the smallest democracy in the whole of Africa. India is the largest democracy, the oldest democracy, but Gambia is also the smallest democracy in Africa. We have the headquarters of the Human Rights Institute in the Gambia. This was since in the 1990s. We are known for democracy, good governance, and freedom. But that changed in 1994 when we had a military takeover. From 1994 to 2016, we had a dictator, a brutal dictator. Life was difficult for ordinary Gambian citizens. People like me, we all fled abroad to look for greener pastures. But in 2016, December 1st, that changed. We had in the Gambia. Because geographically, Gambia is a small country. We are 2.5 to 3 million people now. But strategically, we are the gateway to not only the ECOWAS sub-region, but also to the entire African corridor. If you go to the ports in Banjul, it is full. We are now thinking of expanding to have another new port built because of the trade, the activities. Goods are being imported to the Gambia and re-exported to the entire ECOWAS sub-region and beyond. The opportunities are enormous. We invite all of you to come to the Gambia to invest in housing. We have a great need for real estate. We have a great need for pharmaceutical industries, manufacturing industries, agro business, food processing. These are all areas that the Gambia is asking investors to come. We are called the smiling coast of Africa. Tourism is our second main economy. That area is also open. Aquatourism, ecotourism. We have the country divided into two, the north and the south, by River Gambia. That whole River Gambia is fresh water. We want to grow rice to feed ourselves. We don't want to depend on any other country. So we need mechanized farming. And all of you who are interested to invest in these areas, Gambia is open to you. We welcome you to come. The government is serious to the extent that we have a special department that is set up to engage investors. Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Authority, GIBF, is there to assist you to invest in the country. We have gone to the extent that we have enacted a law to specifically protect the investors who are coming. If you invest in our country, your investment is guaranteed, is protected. No matter what happens, you will not be harassed. You will free your investment. You can take it out anytime you want to. The banks are free, conducive for you. Export your investment resources. That is Gambia. I have with me my deputy, Mr. Lamin Singate, who will go through a PowerPoint presentation. And we also have a video to show you that we mean business. We want you all to come to the Gambia. And Madam Dipali and Dr. Josie would help us organize a trade conference in the Gambia so that you all can have opportunity to come and invest. And also, our office in Delhi is available. Anytime you can come, we can have meetings, and we will advise you accordingly. Thank you.
Mention the corridor. There is a West African corridor, neighboring countries within Gambia, Senegal, and other countries. But also you have access to ECOWAS, which is a 300 million market, 300 million people market. So it's a huge market. And by extension, the African Continental Free Trade, which also provides access to 1 billion people. So there is a huge potential for investment in the Gambia. As you rightly said, the Gambia has an inland waterway that makes it, that is navigable, that provides access to the hinterland. This is fresh water, it is navigable. You can have your products shipped into the country easily without any problem. Indeed, the Gambia also has, in the quest to attract foreign direct investment, the country has built free economic zones that will lure investors into the country. And there is no restriction on repatriation of capital back home. So the Gambia is open for investment. We are calling all of you to explore this opportunity. I think what we do, we can just go to the presentation and see what the Gambia has to offer. The Gambia is a small country, it's 11,300 square kilometers, with 2.7 billion people. But like I said, what you look at is not this number. You look at the market accessibility, the bigger West African market, and the bigger continental market. That is the attraction. We have a multi-party democracy. I think since 2016, the Gambia has been consolidating on the rule of law. We have an independent judiciary, a free press, and a liberal economy that ensures that investors have their funds are guaranteed without interference from the state. The GDP of the country is 2.8 billion, which is $178 billion. Foreign direct investment in the country is like 60 billion, and then you can see the GDP per capita is $666.47, and inflation is at 13.6. But what has been forecasted is that inflation is forecasted to go down in the near future. Our total imports are here as seen. The business policy environment, we have GIBF. GIBF is the government body that is point of call into the Gambia is GIBF. GIBF will provide you with all the necessary information, the guidance that you will need to establish your business in the Gambia. And be informed that to establish a business in the Gambia is 1 day, 24 hours. Within 24 hours, you can get your business registered and up and running. And this function has to promote and facilitate investment, to promote export and facilitation, and of course to promote the expansion of our small and medium-sized enterprises, and as well as policy advocacy for better business environment. Well, let's look at the reasons why one should invest in the Gambia. As the Commissioner just stated, it is strategically positioned competent workforce that will support you in your business. Investment priorities are numerous. We have agriculture. Like I said, agriculture, we have arable land. 60% of our land is arable. It can be used for cultivation of rice or any other products, any other plants you may want. We have tourism as well, which is thriving. And at the moment, government is trying to encourage ecotourism. So we are open to investment in this sector. Our fishery stocks, our marine resources are endowed with a lot of fish. So this is also a potential area where investors can be looking at. Manufacturing and processing. Gambia is also very eager to develop our manufacturing base. We would want investors that will set up factories in the Gambia, so that we consolidate on our ability to be an import and export, an exporting nation. We have river transport. Like I said, our river Gambia, which imports to the country, to the hinterland of the country, is navigable by boat. Energy. Energy is also a very important area that government is really looking into to try to diversify our energy source by looking at the potential for renewable energy. And India is a leader in this area. So we are looking for investors in renewable energy. And India has a huge market that we want to tap into. ICT is also a very important area that is developing fast in the country, and investors will want to look into. Health and medical services, another important area. Pharmaceuticals, as Ambassador highly mentioned, as recently mentioned, is of interest to us, as well as hospitals who want to come in and establish hospitals in the Gambia. Companies who want to establish hospitals in the Gambia are highly welcome. And every year or almost every month, Gambia sends patients to India. So there is a huge demand for medical services in the Gambia. And business people who are interested can explore this opportunity. Infrastructure, there is an ongoing massive infrastructure development in the country, both in road construction and housing. So real estate agents are also called upon to consider this area. Investment opportunity in agriculture, our labor force is cheap. Agriculture is employing almost 70% of the population. 6% of our land, like I said, is arable that can be cultivated. Most of the products that we normally cultivate are groundnuts, cashew nuts, sesame, sugarcane, beef, and the rest of it. All these things are areas that are attractive for business investors. In the area of tourism, tourism is a rapidly developing sector. We have new hotels that are springing up all over the country, and the sector is booming. So this is an area that people who are in hospitality probably will be interested in investing. Integrated resource, golf courses, family villa, ecotourism, like I mentioned, all these are things that are taking shape in the Gambia. And investors are invited also to look at the benefits that they will have. For fisheries sector, we have open fishing. Our Atlantic Ocean, the west coast of the that 90% is our fish resource, our water resources are highly endowed with a lot of fish stocks. So this is an area actually that a lot of Gambians are participating and are open to partnership with investors. Agriculture, fish processing and packaging, value addition as well, provision of jetties, an important area. Cold storage, a very important area. Actually, this is a very important sector that we want people to look at, because most of the fish stocks that are produced, storage is a challenge. So for people who have the capacity, who want to venture into these areas, please consider you are highly welcome. It's a very lucrative sector in the Gambia. Cargo and freight handling, export bonds and securities. All these things are areas that are out for investor look at. Investment opportunities, like I said earlier, is a one-stop shop at GIBF. GIBF is a government body, like we said earlier, that is tasked with the responsibility of managing all investment into the country. So when you want to invest in the Gambia, your first point of call is to look at GIBF. And what they are doing is to build special economic zones. That will make investors attractive to come into the Gambia. And these have been around airports and the seaport. And the government is facilitating this to improving the road network and other critical infrastructure that will facilitate trade in the country. We only have plastic products, aluminum products, metallics, all these things are areas of interest to look into in the country. Like I said, riverine tourism, river cruising. The river Gambia is navigable, is open for investment. Foreign direct investment in the country amounts to $250,000 US. But government has created special incentives, like special certificates, investment certificates, with tax holidays and income tax for turnover, and as well as corporation tax. With annual depreciation of 15% as well. So there is exemption from import tax as well, and there is exemption on import tax to capital goods as well as raw materials. There is also incentive for 5 years with the provision for a 2-year extension for reinvestment. 8 years incentive is also given for investment in priority areas. Because the government has certain areas that are set as priority areas. And any investment into these areas is given an 8-year SIC investment period. Example, like I said, these are economic free zones with 80% output on export. Tax holidays are given on turnover, on corporation tax, and import duty exemption on capital tax. Exemptions again from payment of import and export duty and value added tax on goods produced within this import and export zone. So for those businesses that are producing in this import and export zone, you could benefit from an 80% tax incentive by the government of the Gambia. And this could go on for a period of 10 years. The markets, like I said before, the markets you can access are numerous. You have access to a domestic market of 2.7 million. In addition, you also have access to the ECOWAS region, which is 300 million, and the continental market as well, which is 1 billion, as well as AGOA, the European Union, USA, India, China, other Asian countries, and as well as other OIC member countries. The investments, the protection for investors, your protection is against non-exploitation. Of course, government has some provisions that are put in place to ensure that the citizens are also protected. But in addition to that, the laws are very independent. They are independent valuation. You can own land. There is no restriction on land ownership. There is no interference on business operations. You have the right to import and export. You have the right to distribute your profits. And you have access to, you can also transfer your funds outside. There is no restriction on repatriation of funds outside the Gambia. You know, the investors can come into the country and live at their own will. There is no restriction. And in the case of litigation, the laws are very, our legal system is very independent. You can be assured that you will have a fair hearing in the event of any litigation between yourself and any other company in the Gambia. Guarantees and privileges are provided for by our constitution, the 1997 constitution. The Gambia is a member of the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency of the World Bank. It's also a member of the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. So all these membership institutions provide you the guarantee that your funds are safe when you invest in the Gambia. You have to write to recourse if there is any, if you feel that you have been wrong. You know, there is no ill treatment for any foreigner in the country. We are treated the same way as the local citizens. So you are sure that your investments are safeguarded, and in any disputes, you know, all these institutions are there for support. Yeah, I think that's the end of the presentation. What we'll do is that we'll have a video presentation of the investment opportunities that the Gambia can offer.
In the Gambia, you feel the warmth of the country and the kindness of its people. Strategically located on the Atlantic coast, it is a hub connecting you to the world.
Our close proximity of 5 to 6 hours from Europe, and combined with our membership of the African Growth and Opportunities Act and the African Continental Free Trade Area, create special access to these three markets, over 1 billion people and multiple countries without duties.
Goods can safely be transported via road, sea, air, and river efficiently and at low cost. As a small country, you are never too far from your mode of transport. There is also land available for you to establish or expand your business.
Our climate supports horticulture all year round. When other countries are off-season, we are always at our peak.
The potential of organic farming is vast. There is an infrastructure and network that connects farmers with buyers.
The Gambia offers low operating costs and no corporate tax for 5 to 10 years, with the possibility of an extension through the Investment and Export Promotion Agency known as GIBF.
At GIBF, we're here to assist you. We have direct contacts with ministers, ensuring the decisions are made without delay, and procedures are done quickly, saving you time and money.
The true secret to business in the Gambia is its people. You know, we have a young, dynamic workforce that is dedicated and passionate.
Our manufacturing industry is well organized. There is an established infrastructure of factories, making it easy to invest and develop.
With access to raw material, it is possible to complete the process of manufacturing here. Our industry can expand and become a production country for other countries.
Grounds have a long tradition here. Farmers use the hand-pick selection method to ensure the highest quality, with our storage facilities throughout the country and depots along the river bank. Transportation to the processing plant is simple.
We also have premium quality gospel, the best the sub-million has to offer. The the sector has great potential in terms of large-scale production for exports.
Our fish stocks are one of the strongest along the West African coast. The government makes sure that these stocks remain healthy.
Aquaculture is also an area that provides immense opportunity to any industry.
Many companies already process, package, and export their seafood products from here. Made in the Gambia can be part of your business.
In the end, we do business where we feel comfortable, where we see a future that we can build for ourselves. Everyone knows the Gambia as a place where people are accepted. They know there are exciting opportunities waiting for them. We invite you to come to the Gambia and to see where your journey will lead you.
Thank you very much.
A place of tranquility, peace.
Now you are exposed to the Gambia. The opportunities are boundless. You have to explore them now. We have laid it out to you. Explore it at your will. And I must also inform you that in January, the government of India allowed Gambia to import rice. They lifted the restriction on the exportation of rice to Gambia. 100,000 metric tons was exported. I know maybe some of you might have been involved in that, but we are also, I know there is restrictions still on the exportation of especially 100% broken rice. But the Gambian government is approved to lift another 50,000 metric tons of rice from India. But there is opportunity. If you want a storage facility in the Gambia, you can export rice and store it and sell it to Gambians. We are dependent on rice. The opportunities are there. Please, come and explore.
Joshi to felicitate and welcome Mr. Lamine Singate, the Deputy Head of Mission of Republic of Gambia to the Republic of India. Can I please request Dr. Jitendra Joshi to felicitate His Excellency Mustafa Jawara, High Commissioner of Republic of Gambia to the Republic of India. A token of love, a token of appreciation, and a token of collaboration from our side. Pagdi, pagdi. His Excellency, this is Puneri Pagdi. Mr. Lamine Singate, the Deputy Head of Mission of the Republic of Gambia to the Republic of India.